Employers have read it. What can someone put on a resume that sends it straight to the shredder?
Attention! If you plan to give examples of a bad, inappropriate email address on a resume, do not post any mail address, even if it's obviously fake. Rather use something like childish email here, or at example.com, otherwise your comment will not be seen. We do not allow any type of personal information, even if it's supposed to be fake. See rule for more details. Thanks, I am a bot. And this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit if you have any questions or concerns.
I once received a resume in the mail that had no telephone number, address or email. He called a few days later to ask why he hadn't received any reply. I asked him to get a copy of his resume so we could review it together. I asked him to tell me the address we might have replied to, then the telephone number and finally the email. After a long pause, he said, AWW, fuck, and hung up.
I had one where under education he wrote suck my dick and get me a job. I stared at the screen for a good 3 minutes when I read that.
I received a resume last week that had notes on it. Insert relevant skills here and maybe change font, fill this space with buzzwords. This was on his LinkedIn profile as well. If you can't pay attention to the resume you send out, I can't trust you'll pay attention to anything else.
Well, guy made it through the resume, but almost didn't make it through the onboarding paperwork. Entry-level position. Guy was 19, I think. Nice enough kid. Low life experience, but that's how it all starts, right? Emergency contact info name. Mom relationship. Good. So like if we called your mom, and you were her, she'd care? How to do turn in his application, with black marker lines redacting all of his info. Only things left were his name, a phone number, and a note saying we can discuss these details during my interview. He, in fact, did not get an interview.
This guy put a Tinder bio at the head of his resume, all his likes and dislikes, with a headshot of him holding an axe while looking sweaty. I do IT work.
Nudes. Like any picture of yourself is probably going to get the resume thrown out because of potential lawsuits. But hearing the shriek of "Dear God, why?" from the hotel manager's desk, they were going through resumes was hilarious. Like, bro, your butt was not that nice. Why did you attach it?
Military spouse with rank no less.
When I was in high school, I worked in a shoe store at the mall. We got a resume once for a sales job that had, under the other interest section, special relationship with the one they call Satan. Yes, really, I wanted to interview her just to see what she'd actually say in person. My manager vetoed that, sadly.
Attention to detail.
Tasked one of your L1 techs to do it for you, so you could do, director shit. But you're clearly not the right guy for this role, because the right guy would have been in the trenches with us, helping where possible, and learning everything there is to learn. Kinda felt bad about that. One, the guy quit another high-paying job to take this one. But man, if you can't put in effort your first week in the job when the entire company is in a crisis mode, and you've got contractors on site working 16-hour days, yeah, fuck off.